to the ladies that are stuck, that cannot find a deal, your next deal is maybe already in the network,
Oh,
It
yeah.
may be already in the network. So just connect, reach out, do your numbers. Just by doing that, you are learning a lot. Even if you say no, or if it doesn't work out, it's such a learning lesson. Go through the numbers, go through the property, reaching out to other ladies. Connect is the way that we find those deals, and we can be successful as real estate investors.
Without Fear of Her Future podcast is for women who are passionately pursuing financial freedom using multiple streams of income and real estate to accomplish their goals. We are here to empower you to be brave, dream big, and design a life that you love that inspires others to do the same. I'm your co-host, Andrea Engstrom, a real estate investor and business coach and co-founder of the Partnership for Realtors. And I'm here with my co-host, Tresa Todd, founder of the Women's Real Estate Investors Network and author of the best-selling book, Without Fear of Her Future. Over the past 2 years, Tresa has had nearly 200,000 join her Masterclass, where she teaches women how to become successful real estate investors. Hey, Tresa, we've got a great guest today.
Yes, we do. Super excited. Olga has not let living in an expensive market stop her from becoming a real estate investor. She used it to drive her to diversify in multiple markets with a variety of strategies, from private money lending to fix and flips and short-term rentals. Following a few simple rules, she lets the deal determine her strategy for each property. So, Olga, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, we are so excited to have you. I cannot wait for our listeners to hear your story. So tell us where you're from, where you live, and where are you primarily investing?
I am from Colombia. I moved to California 20 years ago. And I have invested in properties in California, in Florida, and I have been able to lend money to ladies in Idaho, Kansas, Texas, and Florida as well.
That is amazing. That is amazing. I always hear from California, oh, you can't do real estate investing in California. It's too expensive. But you, as well as really a large portion of our women in the Women's Real Estate Investors Network, have certainly proved that wrong. And not only have you did real estate right there in your backyard, California, but you were willing to go outside of your state and do some amazing deals. So tell us what your life and career looked like before you started investing in real estate.
Yes, so I worked for 18 years in the aerospace industry. I was a contracts manager for a company located here in Southern California. I had a part-time job, and I balanced my job with my family. I have 3 kids, so it was hard work just to keep up with both things at the same time.
Wow. So what made you decide to become a real estate investor?
Well, after 18 years, I was definitely ready for a change. And in 2020, our company had a massive layoff. But it was actually a blessing in disguise for me, because I started looking for that change that I was long, looking forward to. And I started working with a consulting firm looking for a franchise. I wanted to own my own business. And she said, look for something that you are really passionate about. And so after looking at many opportunities, I thought, real estate is something that I have always liked, and I have, I like to pursue that. And that's when I came across Tresa's Without Fear of the Future Masterclass, and the rest is history.
I love it. You were looking for a franchise to buy, and you found Tresa's mentorship. And
I know.
That's amazing.
Yes.
So tell us about what you've done in real estate over the past year and a half. You and I joined the network at the same time and became friends, and so we've been in this game for about the same amount of time. But tell us about what kind of deals that you've done.
Yes, well, I had done 12 deals so far.
Woohoo!
Wow.
Yes, thank you. 6 of them have been as a private money lender, as a PML. And I have a short-term rental in Lake Arrowhead, California, truly 70 cents deal.
Yes.
And I kept that one. I rehab it and I furnish it, and I was able to refinance and get some cash out, the cash out that I invested, and now it's a short-term rental. I also have properties in Florida, and one of them I partnered with a lady from our network to get that property, and then we rehab it, and it's in the market. It's actually, we have that property under contract, so it's hopefully closing very soon.
Congratulations.
That is
Thank you.
awesome.
So
Very
you flipped,
exciting.
just so people can get clear on this, you're in California and you found a partner in the network and you flipped a house in Florida.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yes. Well, most of my deals, if I have to say that all of the deals except for one, I have founded in the network, within the network.
Awesome.
So, my motto is not only location, but connection. I just love meeting, all these amazing ladies in our network, and everyone is so supportive and so willing to help each other and just to lift up each other. And I have found great partners within the networks, and there are so many deals, that are out there. You just, need to reach out and connect and, figure out how to partner. It could be as a PML, it could be as a joint venture agreement, or, there's so many ways. So as I said, the important thing is just to connect, reach out, and find a way to do the deal.
Olga, I love it. I believe you said that you have lended money to women inside the network, 6 different women, or 6, you've lent 6 different times, all the women in the network. So I know that there's listeners out there and they hear us talking all the time about other people's money. And here's the truth. Most people don't believe it. Or what's the catch?
Right.
And the catch is just finding that private money lender. And what is beautiful is that and don't let me put words in your mouth, Olga, but you showed up, you came through the masterclass, you did not have prior experience, but you learned what you needed to know about safe lending, what a good deal was, when you should lend, and you had some money to lend. So what I love is not only are you building your own wealth, but you have helped 6 different women make a dream come true for themselves because they did not have the finances. They wanted to be an investor, and you were willing to do your due diligence, look at the deal, and then lend them the money to do a flip or to, get a short-term rental or whatever it was. And then they refinanced out and they paid you back. And it was a win-win. You made, I don't know, somewhere, I'm guessing between 10, 12% back on your money. And they were able to do this flip or get a rental, or that is what is so beautiful. And I'm so thankful for women like you in the network that are willing to loan out and help another woman's dreams come true.
Absolutely. I think our network is very special. I think, all the ladies are very hardworking, very inspiring. It's been such a blessing for me just to know everybody. And, the best part of the deals that I have made is that, these ladies are my true friends. And not only that, but they are my sisters, So it's been an amazing experience for me to be able to help and to help them make their dreams come true too.
Wonderful. Olga, what has been your favorite deal so far? Tell us, how did you find the deal? What were the numbers and what happened?
Well, all of the deals have something very special. Every property has something very special, but I have to say, there is a property here in California. It's in a town called Compton, California. And I had been looking for a property really hard. I had been connected to, all the real estate investor networks, to the wholesalers, looking at our network. And I have been trying so hard, and I keep, losing all the properties or getting outbid. And I just kept going and going. And then one day, one of the wholesalers in the area called me, and she said, I have a property in Compton, California, but I also have the buyer, the end buyer. We just need an investor that it's able to, purchase and close really fast and sell it back to him so he can use an FHA loan, which is absolutely impossible, in this market. And so I said, okay, let me talk to him. And I talked to him, and his wife was expecting their firstborn son. She was due on December 25th.
Oh.
And they have been looking for a home for the longest time, and they keep, putting offers and getting, nowhere, because, the market, it was so competitive and so hard. If you put an offer with an FHA loan, that there is 20 other offers that are better than that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I talked to him, really sweet guy, and I just thought, this is kind of a sign. They are expecting their son on December 25th, and they've been looking for a place, and they kind of find. I thought, I just need to help them, right? And so sure thing, we were able to close really fast. We had some challenges on the way because, that's the way it is, but they were able to purchase the home with their FHA loan, and they are, living happily with their family at the property.
That is awesome. Love it.
Yes. That was amazing. Yes.
Well, Olga, one of the things that I really respect about you as an investor is that you're a numbers person, and it probably goes back to your career in corporate, being a contracts manager and things. But tell us about your personal guidelines for investing. What are the rules that you follow when deciding if a deal is right for you?
With the specialized knowledge that I acquired with the WREIN training, I use the 70 cents rule for flips. I use the 1% rule for short-term rentals. I do my numbers. I ask I ask all the questions. I do my diligence. I calculate my closing costs. I calculate my holding costs, and then it's not only about the financial, it's also about, the location, the market, the opportunities, and the options that you see in that property. So definitely connecting to real estate investor, connected to, women in other networks. I usually, post it in Facebook. With all the ladies, we have a very supporting group here in California as well. So they have been very helpful. And, for every deal that I make, I just ask around for all the answers that I need, and I decide financially and as far as commercially, what is the deal that I need to pursue.
Awesome. Well, let's break down a couple of those things for our listeners who are like, what is the 70 cent? What is the 70 cent deal? What do you mean by 1%? Those who have not been through Tresa's mentorship yet. Tresa, do you want to break that down for us? Tell us about that 70 cent
And what
rule.
I love about listening to Olga is, that she took the information and then she has lived by it. That is my favorite kind of student. And so the 70 cent rule, that is how you know. It is what we call the golden formula, and it's how you know if it is a deal or not. If you can buy a property, 70% of the ARV minus repairs, and I won't go into teaching that whole thing right now, but if you can buy a property, it almost guarantees that you can make a profit. Mm-hmm. When you start swaying from that, you have a lot of opportunity to get in trouble. So you're following the guidelines, you're doing your due diligence. And then the 1% rule is if a property can rent for 1%, say, so if you buy it for $100,000, it needs to rent out for $1,000. And what I love is where I will get the most pushback is from my California girls. Oh, you can't do that in California. And it is very difficult to get a 1% rule in California. But I am telling you, Olga did not start with all of the, oh, but it doesn't work, and oh, but I can't. She just figured a way around it. She still sticks to the numbers, which it's very easy to sway from the numbers if you get desperate for a deal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just so impressed with you, Olga. You have found a way to make it work. You worked around, you didn't make excuses. You just jumped in and you did it, but you did it wisely over and over and over again. And so impressed with that. So all of the things that she's talking about and all of this terminology that you hear is all, you can learn all of that if you want to join a masterclass without fear of her future. And we can teach all of that to you as well.
Yeah. Olga, you had an impressive career before becoming a real estate investor. So tell us about how did the skills that you developed in that corporate career serve you as an investor?
Yes, definitely. The knowledge of the financial and commercial issues, and I had experience in contracts. It was obviously a different industry, a different type of contracts. But I would say, everything that I have learned, it has, helped me. I would say the most important thing that I have learned and I have used as an investor is to be able to see the different options that I have when I'm analyzing a deal. And I think that's very important because, you always think, okay, should I sell or should I STR? That's the real question. Do I sell or STR? And then, a lot of problem solving, it's very important too, because, all these properties come to with different challenges, and but we can figure everything out. We have a lot of resources within our network that, we can use. And yeah, definitely problem solving, I think, has been one of the things that I learned in my previous job that has helped me as a real estate investor.
And when you started as an investor, you joined the Women's Real Estate Investors Network and Tresa's mentorship program. So share with our listeners, how exactly did that help you get started?
Well, I didn't really have previous experience in real estate. We had tried to, buy some properties and rent them, but I definitely didn't know what I was doing. Now I know, what the mistakes I made. I wish I had the knowledge that I have now at that time. But, it really helped me to know the basics, right? To know the basics rules that I need to apply when I'm analyzing a deal. And it gave me, as I mentioned, it gave me a network that I can find all the answers. I just need to post something in our Facebook network, and I get the answers. If I need an interior design, advice, I get somebody that will answer. Or if I need a real estate agent, or if I need a contract, or any kind of questions that I have, I always post it in my Facebook group, and then I get answered. And I get multiple answers, so I can really look at the different options too.
Yeah, I love that. I absolutely love. So not only is there just coaching, but there's also just all the other network of women that anytime you have a question, anytime you have an issue, someone has had that problem or issue before, and they can help you through it, coach you through it, give you some ideas. So yeah, it's such a powerful network.
Absolutely. Yes.
How has your life changed since you took that first action to join the Women's Real Estate Investors Network?
Well, my life is so exciting now. And it's so fun. And, I get to travel. I have traveled to Nashville and to Las Vegas and to Dallas and to Central California. And I'm planning a trip to Tampa this the end of this month to connect with the ladies in that area. And I just find that, this is my true passion, and I just love what I do. And I can do it with the flexibility that I need to, continue raising my kids. They are older in high school now, but, they still have their games and their shows and all, these things that we need to be part of. And I just love the flexibility of, working in real estate investment and being part of my kids' lives too.
Mm. Living a life that she loves. I love it. I love it. And again, I just want to say how excited I am that you belong to the Women's Real Estate Investors Network, and how you have been a blessing to other women. Obviously by lending money, but also you are one of those that will answer the questions and encourage and say, oh, don't do that if it doesn't look good. And I just so respect that, and am so thankful for that. So thank you.
Thank you, Tresa. Yes, I have also had the opportunity to do some joint venture agreements, which was something that I didn't know before. And so I was able to just partner with other ladies and, in different ways. Every deal is different, but we found a way to, compromise, not only to compromise, but each one uses their own strengths, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all uses our strengths and our resources, and we come together and we find those deals and we make it work. And I think there is so many deals in the network, that other ladies can just partner or, do something about it. I think it's an amazing network. And I find, as I said, most of my deals, I found it in my network. I have 2 in the pipeline right now. I have a multifamily deal that I'm negotiated with one of the ladies in our network. So, it's just a matter of, connect, do your numbers, and, reach out and trying to find a good deal.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Well, Olga, you've done some awesome things. What are your goals for the future?
Well, in the future, I would like to continue creating passive income. I think that's the ultimate goal that we all have. It sounds so good to have passive income, right?
Yeah.
So I definitely would like to continue having short-term rentals that I can also enjoy, for a little bit during the year. But I balance those short-term rentals with the flips, because one provides the passive income, but I also need the cash to continue, do lending, to continue doing investing. So it's kind of, keep the ball rolling, continue, generating some of that cash, and then investing, and just, keep going.
So wise. So wise.
Well, Olga, we like to ask our guests for 3 takeaways. So what are the 3 things you would advise an investor or entrepreneur who is looking to be brave and grow, or is perhaps stuck where they are?
Well, I think, the 3 things that I will say is insist, persist, and never desist until you find a deal. I would say to the ladies that are stuck, that cannot find a deal, your next deal may be already in the network.
Oh, yeah.
It may be already in the network. So just connect, reach out, do your numbers. Just by doing that, you are learning a lot about, those deals. Even if you say no, or if it doesn't work out, it's such a learning lesson, go through the numbers, go through the property, reaching out to other ladies. And I just feel that, connect is the way that we find those deals, and we can be successful as real estate investors.
I love it.
I do too. Thank you, Olga. This was so awesome.
Yes. Thank you for your leadership in our network. I know there's so many women that join that I mean, and I think especially women from California, you've been such a leader in that group, especially for women who you can take action. There are things that you can do, even if you're in an expensive market, and just that willingness to think differently and diversify. You're such an inspiration, and I love how you pour into the other women in our group. So thank you for your leadership.
Yes.
Thank you so much, ladies. I really appreciate it.
Yes. Well, on behalf of Tresa, Todd, and the Women's Real Estate Investors Network, this is Andrea Engstrom encouraging you to be brave and dream big.